Good afternoon, everyone. It's 3:30 here in the UK on the 5th of February 2021. Very healthy couple of days in markets, and I'm looking at VectorVest USA, and as you can see, that's followed through today. The advances pretty much twice that of the declines, and all the market timing systems on VectorVest are now pointing up. Short-term trend is up. The medium-term trend is up, the longer-term trend is up, long may it last. Markets pulled back a little bit after the open, but looking fairly steady. I think I've got the VectorVest market timing chart loaded. Here we are. This is a equally weighted index of all of the shares that we follow on the North American market. And as you can see, it very nicely pulled back to the last old high. And has proceeded up. That red day was last Friday in the middle of the GameStop angst that I'm sure you've all read about. The red and the green triangles are the longest term measure of the trend on VectorVest, and that long term measure of the trend has been up since the 10th of November. As we'll see in a second, pretty much the same in the UK. So we're pushing up, we're right at the top of this channel. Nevertheless, I remain very positive about this market. The buy-sell ratio was advanced to 8, so we're still in this mega overbought situation, but certainly the market looking very, very strong to me. So if we in fact look, and I've been busy in my own conservative way. I bought into Zoom, Amazon, DraftKings, Square, Palantir. That was just done. Palantir was just done today. Peloton not going so well. Market didn't like those results. And Neo in the middle of the week. And as you can see, the S&P up 11 ticks, 11 points on the day. So we've had a look at these. I'm particularly pleased with Zoom today. That's Zoom, folks, and this falling wedge, it's my own. There's the moving average is just coming on. The falling wedge is that's my own particular creation. It takes a little bit of imagination to come up with it, I know, but that's my own target on this particular share. The only thing that I'm sure of is it won't get there in a straight line, and that's my own construction for a falling wedge. If you think it's rubbish, you'll at least have to admit that it's novel rubbish. You'll not see it anywhere else. If I put on volume here, get rid of those lines for a second. If I put on volume, you can see that I was attracted to this thing because I don't like to pick bottoms, but it pushed up here on rising volume and it went sideways here on falling volume. I know, folks, that the moving averages are still pointing down, but what can one do? If you actually draw a trend line here from that high and do our best to go through here, we can see that there's a reasonable trend line there with 1, 2, 3, 4 touches to it. That broke on rising volume. It pulled back, didn't quite kiss it, but went back to those tops. Let me put up a 3-month chart. Went back to those tops, and now it's pushing up. Where is it going to go? It's on a buy recommendation in VectorVest. We shall see. We shall see how that goes, but it's in the money, and that's moved quite quickly. So let's go through these. There's Amazon. Outstanding results. Hard to see how they can actually do any better than that. As you can see, there's the earnings per share on VectorVest rising within this consolidation. That normally means that this is going to break out and break out in the right direction. It broke this trend line. It's pulled back to kiss it. Let's see if it can hold here. That's DraftKings. Fundamentals not great. That's purely a technical play. Broke this level. As you can see, there was a gap up, and it's going the right way. Clearly it's got a lot to do to get through this old high at 64. I'm going to try and hang in there. That's Square. Now I bought back into Square As you know, well, at least some of you will know, I got stopped out of it just here. Let's look at this. I bought in just there. I did it online. In fact, I was doing one of the Monday afternoon meetings for VectorVest, and I pretty much got stopped out the second after I got in. Anyway, I went back to that last old top, and then we had a couple of good days, and maybe my reasons for getting back into it, whether they're making money or whether to get my money back, I really don't know. But nevertheless, I'm long of Square at the moment, and bought into this morning. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but the rationale is quite simple. There's the old high. I made a little bit in this run, and we put volume on here again. We can see this huge volume and these spikes, and then it pulled back on falling volume, and I'm hoping it's going to push up on rising volume. So that's just a pull back to an old high, close to the zone, and that's what Richard Wyckoff called so many years ago, 100 years ago. He called it a sweet spot. Wyckoff would have been a buyer at 30. I was a buyer at slightly above 30. We shall see what happens. And that's Peloton. Was going great. Bought it somewhere around here a couple of days ago. Was going great, and as you can see, it's pulled back today on me. My stop loss is down under the 55 period moving average somewhere. So we shall see. And NEO again pulled back to this old high, a good level. I'm not unhappy with that. Let's see what happens. So that's what I've been doing. I just want to put up the S&P, and then we'll look at the UK market, which I've virtually done nothing in, I must admit. Put up, there's the S&P, and get rid of the EPS, which doesn't apply. Get rid of the volume, and that is the S&P. It's pushed off this level, 3.7 level, pretty much to the tick, and it's broken this high a day or two ago. And we shall see what happens. A lot of the action happening this time on the overnight market. If we have a look at this over, this is a 5-minute chart, and 5-minute chart has been trending quite strongly. That's the little pullback this morning. Let me make that a bit bigger for you. That's a little bit of a pullback this morning. That's the opening bar, very strong, and it's pulled back. Came off the 21 period moving average, and it's pulled back in 3 waves. That's what some people call an ABC, an Elliott wave. The harmonic patterns, people call it AB equals CD, same thing. Is this going to push strong? I'm not trading intraday today, but if I was, I'd be long. Okay, simple as that. So looks good, and we're now 3885. I think we're going to have a big day. We're only an hour in, folks. Anything can happen, but I remain quite bullish about this market, and let's see how it goes. But I'm holding positions. So if we cross the Atlantic to the UK, well, we've been affected by the same breeze, and as you can see, 574 shares on a buy, 132 on a sell. Obviously the rest of them are on a hold, and the buy sell ratio at a very healthy 4.35. The short term trend has turned up after quite a few days down, so everything in the UK has moved up. If I pull up the market timing graph, there we are, and make it a few months, we've got again the buy sell ratio moving up, and we came off this level that I'm looking at. In fact, that's the February highs, so we actually pulled back right to those February highs again, and heading up here. So steady as she goes. And in the UK, I haven't done a great deal, I must admit. Tristel is going well, and games Cis going well. So again, let's go through those. The action, folks, has been in the US. That's where the action has been. This share has been quite good, from about 425. It's now at 650. We can't be bad to that. This share, if we can get through this 1350 level, has got a great deal of legs to it, in my humble opinion. Sylvania Platinum building a base, and certainly gold market has taken a bit of a hiding, but platinum hanging in there. So JD Sports, major acquisition, especially in the US. Market seems to have taken that positively. And we've been in this range now for a heck of a long time. I got a little worried when this £8 level didn't hold, but above that level again, everything looking strong. As you can see, some nice big volume days coming in here. So that day up yesterday, well liked by the market, 4 million shares bought at that level. That to me is a long-term holding. Halma, I love the share. It's well above the February highs, so a long-term holding for me. Bellway, good numbers out of Barrett yesterday, and Bellway, I liked it because it's sitting in one of my famous spring, and I felt it was going to spring off that 2650 level, and it's done that. I bought it just here. And sweated in it for a little while. If we can get much higher here, then this thing can move. So that's my only old world share. Team 17 doing exactly what I would expect it to do before a move, pulled back to old highs. Let's see. Pershing Square, I was worried about, and I think you should be worried about as well. So watching that. Pan-African Resources, incredibly strong in a weak gold market, not a very weak gold market, and that's the GB Group. I really like the GB Group. I think this is one of the few UK companies that can really make a big impact over the next year or two. CCC got a lot of work to do to get through that old high, and Games Workshop, well, that £100 level, and if we put a fib on here, for those of you that are fib analysts, I know a lot of people just can't get their mind around it. It sat on that 618 level for a very long time, and I would suspect we're going to the 78% level now to scare the cats here. And that is at 96.90. So we have to be careful here on Games Workshop, folks. It was a long-term trend line that's just been broken. Moving average is just about to cross. The fundamentals couldn't be better, but it's starting to get a very crowded trade. When I first bought into Games Workshop, I was laughed at because I was buying into a company that made toy soldiers. I was laughed at by the experts in the industry. And now everybody knows about it, so I don't like it when it gets too crowded, but nevertheless I think that this level will hold. Have a look at it over the long term. We can see the trend in the share, and much more importantly the trend in profitability in the share, this forecast earnings per share, and you can hardly even see this little bit of a pullback on it. So if you can, hold on to that, folks. If you're spread betting into it, well, you need to be really careful. That's Cranswick. Big volume spike in it yesterday, and one of my core holdings. I really like the share. And that's Lion Trust Asset Management. Again, big volume spike in it yesterday, sitting at support. That's where I like to buy them. And as long as it stays above that level, I'll be okay. Polymetal, again, respecting that 78% retracement in a ghastly gold market that is running stop losses galore. I'm still very positive about the gold market, and Polymetal pays me a really good dividend. If I can hang in there, I'm going to hang in there. I'm conscious that I haven't done a great deal in this UK portfolio. The portfolio is up and up significantly since I bought most of those shares. That was way back in last April, and I'm doing my best to try and hang in and let the ball do the work. Pershing Square is the one technically that's given me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. So Monday afternoon, 1:30, I'll be doing a complete review of markets for the VectorVest clients. If you're not a VectorVest client and you want a complimentary invite, then it's simple. david.paul@vectorvest.com, and I'll send you one with the greatest of pleasure. Okay, so Monday afternoon, 1:30 till I run out of air about 2:30, and we'll look at the US market, we'll look at the UK market, we'll look at commodities, especially copper, we'll look at oil, and we'll look and focus on the gold market and silver markets. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.